Sorry, that was corny. Hi, my name is Paul. To my recurring six viewers, you probably know me from my wonderful skating videos that I make. This video is much different than my normal content. I kind of wanted to come out here and speak on who I am, or I guess who I will become in the future. I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. Anyways, like I said, my name is Paul, and I'm going into my. I'm not going into anything. What am I saying? I'm going into my second semester of high school as a high school senior, and I'm going into my second semester of my senior year in high school as I get ready to go to college. To be honest, although I have experienced a lot of things in my high school career and outside of high school as well, I haven't really given thought to who I am and what I will become in the future. I haven't really sat down and thought, what will I do next? What is after college? What do I aspire to be? Who do I aspire to be? So yeah. This last semester, I have been applying to a lot of colleges. To be exact, I think I applied to about 26 colleges. I'm still waiting to get back, but the major that I'm going for is mechanical engineering for most schools, except for I think a few, which I'm doing a double major in business. But regardless of that, I've spent my last semester. I've spent my last semester just doing a college apps. 26 schools. I spent hours working on essays, and I think it turned out really well. I know that after college, I do aspire to work for Formula One team. I hope to use my mechanical engineering degree, no matter where I go, to work for a racing team in the future. I think that's what I want to do as a career, and I hope to do so. There's one major issue. I have an immense problem. I don't know if immense is the word. I have a very big problem, and that problem is that I am in love with fashion. More specifically, I'm in love with fashion design. And although I'm telling you this, I mean more so as a hobby. I want to be a fashion designer as a hobby, for something fun, something that I do as a pastime to express who I am. But even if it's a hobby, it's something that I really want. This last semester, I've spent all the time that I wasn't doing college applications daydreaming about fashion. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Ever since I can remember, I've wanted to be someone. Well, I guess I am someone, but I've wanted to be someone great. I recently watched this YouTube documentary, I guess you could call it, about aspiring to be someone great. And I'm not going to get into the details, but I think it really helped me realize that that is a goal of mine, that I wanted to be someone great. And whether that was trying to get a mansion with my friends off of YouTube when I was 8 years old, or if that was trying to become a pro streamer at some games that I was really bad at, or if that was my pro skating journey, it didn't really matter. I've always wanted to be someone that was well known and well loved, and also well respected. So in my last 5 months of my high school career, I decided to do something about it, instead of doing nothing. And that is why I'm here. This is a side note, but this summer texted me. This summer I recently took a trip to Japan. And before I continue with what I was gonna say, I just want to suggest to anyone that is watching this video, even if it's the one person that clicks on it, I suggest that you take that trip to Japan. It was very meaningful. It was a great experience that I wish that everyone could partake in. But in my specific case, during my travels, it was a great experience. I will say that. It was an amazing experience. But something flipped. There was a switch that just changed everything about me. From who I thought I was, to who I want to be, to the things that I love, to the things that I enjoyed. I'm truly saying this wholeheartedly, there was a literal switch that flipped in my brain, not my mental, in my brain. Obviously a metaphorical switch. because I don't think there was... This switch was obviously a metaphorical switch, but what it represented was the true meaning of fashion and what it meant to me. More specifically, being able to represent one's true self with the garments that they put on their body. And seeing the wide variety of the different styles in Japan and people embracing their true self, it really inspired me. At least from where I come from, people are the same. No one is their true authentic self, or if they are, they don't embrace it. They don't show who they are. And I think that kind of irked me. Not in a pretentious way, I would say, but why would anyone not want to embrace who they are? Why would anyone care about being judged? And I'm speaking from a place where I have now changed, I guess, because I myself was once self-conscious about the person that I am. I've always been a nerdy kid, I would say. I wouldn't say I was an outcast. I didn't really have many friends, but I definitely would say that I was different than everyone, but I was still self-conscious about being different. I would attempt to fit in with the other kids, and for a while I would. But there's something different with showing people close to you who you truly are, and showing the whole world who you truly are. You know? And, the luxury that I had was visiting Japan and realizing that. Since I've come back from Japan, I've had a lot of thoughts on my mind. Some of them are, where can I find as good food for that price? Or where can I find really cool places to go? Or where can I go sightseeing in my pretty small town? But the biggest thing was I've had this recurring, and you can call it a nightmare, you can call it a dream, of wanting to start my own fashion brand. So when my senior year started this year, I decided to start a TikTok account dedicated to showing off my outfits that I created. And at this time, I wasn't making any garments. I think I made 2 pieces that I just had to do for a school project that I wanted to do, but nothing that truly represented what I wanted to create. Does that make sense? I created something solely for a school project, but nothing that resonated with me. Nothing that had a central message. It was clothing that had no meaning. Like I said, the account was dedicated to posting my outfits, and I didn't think much of it until one day I had a very viral video, or at least it was viral to me. I actually don't really know how many views it got or anything, but I went from 0 followers to nearly 500 now, but based off of my outfits. It still doesn't show who I am as a designer. So I decided to make a small YouTube series dedicated to creating this fashion brand. My brand is called Xiaomi. If you saw my channel name for this, where this video is dropping, you will see that my last name is Xiaomic, which I don't really know where it comes from, but I think you can see the correlation between the two, which is my last name and the name of the brand. But I am very proud to say that my work, or the brand, is no longer theoretical, and my, I guess, being an aspiring fashion designer, I'm no longer aspiring. I would consider myself a terrible, but I would consider myself a fashion designer as of now. So, if you've made it this far in the video, I would like to share with you what I have done in the last 6 months to bring myself to becoming a fashion designer. So, the first thing I did was have a multitude of recurring dreams about a specific look that I did not know how to explain to anyone, and a lot of people thought I was crazy just speaking to them in, I guess, gibberish. But I wanted to do something about that. And after all my research, I pretty much came upon nothing until I remember watching a video of XXX Tentacion saying something about the universal laws. And although the video was satire, which I presumed it was satire because of the lasers coming out of his eyes, I wanted to look into what the 12 universal laws were. And after looking into it, I felt that it had a very nice message, and it sort of resonated with the look that I wanted to create. So a few months ago, before I even purchased a sewing machine, I decided to go sit in a cafe for about 6 hours and write a, I think, 5-page document talking about a collection that I wanted to create dedicated to the 12 universal laws of the universe. And after I did so, I could not stop thinking about making it. So for Christmas, I was gifted a sewing machine. And in about 2 days, I created the exact piece that I wanted to. Now I want to say that, wow, did I just wink? I want to say that I have little to no sewing experience prior to this year. I just started sewing, I think, in October at a local sewing school where I spent an hour every week learning how to sew. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be given that, but only being able to work on my craft for an hour a week is very limiting in what I can do. And so that is why I am happy, or I guess proud, that I created what I did. So I'm going to stop, gassing myself up about what I created, and I'm going to show you the garment itself. Just a little disclaimer. The chalk that you do see on the garment is just because I have just recently pulled this out of my my sewing room, so I have not washed it, or I guess I have not steamed it to rid of the chalk marks, so I do apologize about that. He's inspired by traditional Japanese fishermen trousers, which usually those are pants, but I turned these into, I guess, a sort of what my grandma said was culottes. But the inspiration that I took from it was this foldable waistband, which covers the drawstring section of the pant. So instead of having a front, I don't know what the term is, but normally when you have pants, you have a fly. That's the word. Normally you have a zipper, or you have a button-up thing like nice denim has. But I decided to take inspiration from both the fisherman trouser, which usually has a drawstring in the front, and a sailor pant, which has buttons on the side. So I mixed the two pieces that I enjoyed. So as you can see, I don't really want to be, but as you can see, the waistband goes around the entirety of the garment and comes around over here, covers up this section, which you use to tie off your piece, your waistband, I guess, to fit your waist perfectly. It brings down, and then you wear it like this. Obviously, I don't have the best way to style it just because the look is not complete, but in my collection, this is something that I wanted to create, and it took me about 2 days to make.